quirk out of the whole show, out of the whole anime, what would it be and why?
I would say froggies, because I never get tired of hearing manga. Go, right. I find that quirk so endearing and like kind of a little gross, but like in that way that like you don't want to stop, like you can't turn away from it.
I feel that way a little bit about Justin Cook's characters. His quirk. He can be the hardest. I mean, I don't know how to put that without it sounding nasty. He can basically turn himself into diamond when he needs to. Like, that's not nasty, right? I mean, and Justin's a beautiful dude. He's a good friend of mine, and actually we hit it off very recently after knowing him for like, I don't know, 15 years. We finally had a couple cons in a row together. And that dude is super cool. If you get a chance to meet Justin Cook, I highly recommend. He is like a super nice dude. Anyway, and that's probably the basis why I like this work.
Thank you.
I have somewhat of a dark question.
Okay.
What do you think of the negative parts of My Hero Academia? If you need an example, I will give you one.
Yes, please.
Just because Midoriya is quirkless does not make him useless. His talent to remember all the heroes and their quirks is a very useful one indeed. And I don't understand why people would cast him away like that. So I think, in my opinion, the villains are kind of in the right here for wanting to remake the world.
I agree with you.
What do you think?
Truth be told, when I watch My Hero Academia, and it has nothing to do with what I play, it's personal taste. I find the villain parts of the show infinitely more compelling, and that's where the conflict dwells. It's not like, time-lapse classroom stuff. I want to see some stuff, some real stuff. I want to see some stuff happening. So for me, the darkness is where my interest is peaked. I don't know if that's answering your question, but that is my personal opinion.
I'll accept it as an answer.
Yeah, I mean, I think your question kind of touches on one of the reasons why this anime has resonated with so many people and why it has become as popular as it has. I feel like there's a lot of like real world stuff going on in this anime, and I think that My Hero Academia does a really good job of highlighting the fact that like the world is not as simple as people oftentimes think it is or would like to believe it is, that there's a lot more gray than there is black and white.
True.
And then you get kind of stuck in the everlasting like cycle and debate of like, how do you affect change? Do the means justify the ends? And I mean, to me, the way that they tackle this stuff is part of what makes the anime so interesting to me. So I like that the darkness is there because it's real.
Can you sign my script up, please?
Yeah. Yes, I will. I understand.
Thank you.
Hey.
Hi, my name's Remy.
Hey, Remy.
So, I've been following Elizabeth for a while with being Finian from Black Butler, and also you as Francis Winford.
Oh, yes, sorry, yes. Thinking, Ron.
So basically I want to know, like, how do you guys get ready for your sessions? Because I know Michael Tatum had a whole thing with Steins Gate where he kind of got lost in the characters. So I was wondering if you guys had like a similar effect on that.
Remy, I just drive to the studio singing at the top of my lungs the whole time. And I got a long drive. I got like a 3-hour drive. So by the time I get there, I feel like I'm nice and seasoned.
My little actor's secret, the kind of condensed answer, is that I discovered for voice acting a trick that worked really well for me is that when I was cast as a new character, I would come up with a line or a phrase that either was written or that I came up with myself that kind of like encompassed like the essence of that character for me. And I have that line because, you know, a lot of times like we're doing like multiple characters in a day, and it's like you have to be able to like switch back and forth between voices and like, you know, personalities and stuff. And so I found that with that kind of like hook, that phrase, by repeating it multiple times, I can kind of like immediately sink into the personality and the voice of that character.
I've actually done that too. I guess I was lying. I forgot about that. I had. Well, my first answer is usually true, but there are characters where I've got to use like an especially difficult accent, or like I played Lo Wen on the Shadow Warriors series of games, which he had kind of a Bruce Lee accent. So whenever I had to go back in, I'd be like, "You want to be like water, my friends, forms, shapes, water into a cup, it becomes the cup." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if I said that to myself, then I'm like, all right, I'm Lo Wen again.
Before I go, can I hear you say something in alto?
What? Sure. With
Just,
Dealer's choice, baby.
I'm still waiting for my body pillow. No, seriously, I haven't gotten one yet. And I need it.
I'll give it to you, baby.
Who needs a body pillow in your room? I like my real life men a little more fleshed out, I'm not gonna lie.
thank you both, I love you.
Oh, thank
Take
you.
care.
Hi, my name is Tyler.
That's Alan.
I'm interested in becoming a voice actor.
Oh,
So I have
cool.
2 questions. The first, what's the hardest part about trying to become a voice actor?
Well, I feel like my general answer is kind of what I already touched on in terms of like that you do have to kind of handle a lot of rejection and being able to maintain both enthusiasm and drive in the face of that can be difficult, which is why I always kind of say surround yourself with people who support you and tell you yes, because you will hear a lot of no's in this industry. So having like a good support system is really integral to me.
It's hard to stay positive, dude. Like that's the hardest part for me, honestly. Like when you deal, it's like what she said. When you deal with rejection, bye everybody, you guys are already splitting.
Well,
Let me hear a
I
question.
think we only have like 5 minutes left.
We only have, we basically have time for a couple more questions and that's it. But she's right. Like learning how to stay cool in the face of diversity, that's the hardest part of acting in general, not just voice acting.
And my second question is, how long did it take for you to become voice actors?
Oh shoot, man. I started when I was 5. Started voice acting like 20 years.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would say from the time that I really put my mind to it to when I kind of...
It's like 2 weeks for her.
No, I mean like a good, you know, like 6 to 8 months before I started booking any work, but then it was several years before I was able to work enough in the industry to support myself and not have to have like, you know, other types of jobs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Tyler. Take care.
Hi, my name is Delaney.
Hi, Delaney.
So I have a question for both of you. For Midnight, how do you really feel about super thin fabrics in real life?
I mean, hey, if you got the nerve to wear it, I am all for it. But I wore enough super thin fabrics. I was in ballet for 18 years. I've had my share of like tights and leotards, so I'll stay with stuff that's slightly more forgiving for the time being.
And for Dabi, can you please sign these for me and my friend, because my friend's
You know what? Yeah, I don't have anything to do. Do you have something to sign with?
Does anybody have a marker?
Go ahead and ask her the question.
Hi, my name is Alexis,
Hi,
and
Alexis.
I just wanted to say at first that Dabi is my favorite character in the whole series.
Whose Shelby was this?
Mine.
Thank you.
My question is for both of you. What's your opinion about Dabi being a Twitter-okie or a Toya Twitter-okie?
I think I'm going to be really disappointed if that's not true. I don't know anything. I know nothing. I want to point that out. I know nothing. I know nothing. But, come on. I mean, it makes so much sense. I mean, he's a damaged kid, man. His dad did him wrong, right? I mean, his motives, I mean, they're messed up. All right, I get it. But it's all about perspective. It's about where you came from. And if your dad pushed you away like that, I mean, think about how you feel. I'm getting too personal about this. All right. Okay.
What he said.
You're welcome. It's 6:29, guys. We gotta get to Benjamin Oscar, and then he's our last question.
Hi,
Hey, what's up?
my name is Chris Ferguson, feature cartoonist.
Chris Ferguson, feature cartoonist. How are you?
Good. I was wondering, are you two very excited for season 4?
Yes! Yes! I wanna know who I am, man! Okay, I got one personal. Thanks, Chris Ferguson, feature
Last
cartoonist.
question.
Benjamin Oscar, ladies and gentlemen, he's our last question today. I'm sorry for those of you who lined up behind Benjamin Oscar, but we are out of time.
Hey, we have one more signing session tomorrow, so feel free to come and ask us your questions.
We do. We will
then.
take questions at those.